And TGL Season 1 was closed, but TGL Season 2 is open to you guys this time. So a lot of you were asking for it. Take advantage of it, and you can hop in the open qualifiers next week for spots number 7 and 8. We do have the picks and bans coming in. We are still staying on the same side with the Dildos Monsters and the JSMS Hunters. Right now, the first ban, surprise, surprise, first person in the chat who can guess it, gets 1,000,000 space bucks. Oh, look, it's Kraken. Kraken was banned.
Look at that right now.
Support is being picked. Up next, the support that was banned is Sunny. Hank is coming in. Medic is going to be picked next. Val has been banned. Kyra has been picked. Moiserus is very happy about that. And the Trapper is going to be picked last. Crow has been banned, and they're going to pick Griffin. I'm going to say Griffin.
Probably Griffin.
Or Jack. If I was playing
Trapper,
Goliath
though. Like, I pick Griffin any day versus a Goliath over Jack, because Jack has to do the long recharge in between. Griffin just has to run reload, and suddenly, bam, you're getting 2 harpoons, right?
Those capacity repulsor gloves are so much fun. I can feel their frustration through my repulsor glove. We'll see what they manage.
It just changes your direction, right? With Jack, you have to be in front of him. With Griffin, you have to be behind him. It just depends on how you position. Both of them are really good, though. And we are actually seeing neither of them being picked, and we're seeing Abe getting slotted.
Oh, get juked. Not only did the Dildozers monster juke the Hunters last round, but they or just juked the Trapper last round, but now they're juking... The Trapper's juking us.
Okay.
They're picking Abe.
I think JSMS has some kind of spyware or something on both our computers so that they can listen to what we're predicting and then do the opposite.
Yeah.
And just do something completely off, just to prove us wrong.
He's going to choose Goliath. Pick Bob, pick Bob, pick Bob. Assault is actually going to be last, and Torvald is out of the match. No one wants to be playing against Torvald and his mortars. Those things punish super hard when you're trying to make sure that the bodies on the ground stay on the ground. Torvald has been banned, and the very last pick for Assault is going to be... I'm going to say Goliath is going to be the monster, but Lenny has been picked for our Assault. The bans, once again, chat, for those of you who are just following along, Kraken, Sunny, Val, Crow, and Torvald have been banned. And the bans, even though those Hunters aren't being played, have a lot to say if you're paying very close attention to the strategy of both sides. Goliath has been picked, and the map is always chosen by the loser's side. So JSMS lost that previous round. They're going to get to pick the next map, and that will be Wraith Trap. Refueling Tower, not so popular. People don't want to play Orbital Drill again because they just lost on it. So really they're choosing between Wraith Trap and Refueling Tower, and, well, of course they're not going to play Orbital Drill. Although it is available, Wraith Trap is going to be picked. It seems to be more popular.
Refueling Tower has really 2 areas where most of the game happens. There's the north area, which is town, has the riverbed, and has very poor sightlines for hunters at long distances. And then you're looking at the game as they're going along, and then they have to go down to the Reaver Cave with the trash yard, or the junkyard, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the area to the east that you don't actually see utilized that often because it's open terrain, open sightlines, and it's a terrible area for monsters, so monsters just typically avoid it as much as they can. One thing I would love to see on that map, though, is a team to sit there with a Val Cabot and just hold down on that spot from the relay, because you have good sightline from the relay. If you jetpack up, you just rotate between Cabot jumping up and you see Val jump up. So one of them will jump up, then the other one will jump up, and they can both shoot because they both have the range for it, right, with the sniper rifle?
Yeah.
But that just means that it's something that I'd like to see. I don't necessarily think I will see it because, it's a very long and very hard shot to make.
All right, we're going to hop into the next match here. Ladies and gentlemen, the picks. Hank, Kyra, back in my day, when we first started playing Evolve. Hank and Kyra, Abe, actually also back in my day, when we first started playing Evolve. And then Lenny coming in. Not so much back in my day, more like back in June. And then Goliath coming in as the monster pick. Lots and lots of Goliaths today. It's gone from the Kraken Apocalypse. How do you combine those 2 words? Krakenapocalypse? Cracopolis. I like that one better. Cracopolis to Goliath all day, every day. So many Goliaths coming in. And Lenny, I think this is the first time we've seen Lenny picked today. Oh no, actually, this might be the second time. I think we did see Lenny in the semis earlier.
Yeah. So I don't know. He like when Lenny was picked last, there was a ton of damage being dealt because it wasn't being like you have to. When Lenny's coming around and slapping you with your whip, you just gotta turn around and say, "Hey, no," and you just gotta snack her back in order to break it, because otherwise she builds up that multiplier. And that game she was also combined with a Cabot, which just makes the damage output incredibly insane. But before we get too much into that, we are seeing the standard build coming out of Goliath, and we've gone over this many times. It's used for traversal along with farming. But if we look at the perks just to see what's going on, we're seeing again movement speed being chosen by Goliath. We have jetpack recharge being chosen on Lenny, which makes sense because it's Lenny. She needs to be able to jetpack around. She's one of the few that doesn't matter whichever one you pick. Jetpack recharge has more value on Lennox than it does on any other hunter.
Yep, get up and close.
Yeah. Is you have to stay within that radius where you can still punch. And then we have, of course, reload and capacity beyond on Hank and Kyra, which is just the standard lineup. It's the simplest to use, makes the most sense, and it doesn't rely on independent charging in between shots, so they just want to be able to use it for the brute force heal of it that it is with capacity on Hank, along with a reload, which means that she'll be able to get out more of those healing grenades. And of course, movement speed being used on the Trapper in order to combat the movement speed choice by the monster, which is a nice counter pick on the perks.
Of course, for those of you who are just trying to learn Evolve, I know a lot of people are trying to learn how to play based off of watching competitive players. One thing you can do is try to pick the perks that they pick, and these are all very standard, very strong, if not the strongest perk picks for their respective characters. The only thing I would change, Dead Rebirth can choose from movement speed or jetpack. Both of them are good. That's the only really deviation I would ever see.
Just kind of depends on the map. If it's a very vertical map, get jetpack, not jet park, because it's not a park. But if you're gonna be on a flat map like Wraith Trap, where there's not that much terrain change, oh yes, there are the little pillars, but overall it's relatively flat in regards to your movement. You just don't jump. You can walk around whatever you're doing. Don't do it. And at this point, we are seeing again a stealth being used by Dylan in order to get his distance. He's able to break through it. Like, stealth is such a critical thing that they're able to sneak by. And even the Mammoth Bird is like, hey, stop touching me. Stop it. Just don't touch me, man.
Yeah, you can't really stealth past something if you are literally rubbing your nose up against them. I can confirm. Have done this before.
Oh, man, you smell good. Stop smelling me. Go away. Mammoth Bird just really upset. He's like, no, you smell good. I'm going to eat you now.
Rotating over to the helipad very quietly. We're going to whisper now as to not give away his position on literally the opposite side of the map.
Oh, they're coming over that way now. Oh, wait, never mind. I take that back. Maybe? No, maybe. Oh, I think they see the path now.
Once they get the dart in, it's so hard to break the dart, but until that dart goes into the monster, they have absolutely no clue where he is whatsoever. And that's one thing with Abe, is Abe's early tracking game not as hot as Maggie's early tracking game. You got Daisy leading you straight to the monster if she wants to operate properly with Maggie in the early game, but with Abe, the tracking dart's in, it's in. If it's not in, you got no clue what's happening.
And again, we're seeing leap, 2 fire breath coming out of the monster, which means he's going to be able to leap, deal a ton of damage, and then melt them down and try and burn his way through the shield. However, with Hank running capacity, that's not going to be as key of a factor. All Hank has to do is toggle his shield, and I believe it still breaks the flame, unless that was changed. Was that changed in the recent patch or no?
The shield blocking the flame?
No, I mean, like, you could extinguish the flame.
Oh, stopping, extinguishing. Yeah, that's changed. That's been changed because of Meteor Goliath. You can't extinguish flames using the shield anymore. That used to be a thing. Yeah, way back in my day.
Back in my day, and we walk around with our cane.
I think competitive Evolve, we could actually stop flames with our shields.
But yeah, so we are looking at it now. He is in a great position to sneak past them as they think he's up to the north. We actually have Mini calling him up to the north right now, so they're going to pull up that way, which is going to give Dylan Fry the opportunity to sneak past them on the southern side. So it's going to pull him down that way as they're going down. As Dylan's going towards town, the Hunter team is going to go up towards. I don't know. What would you like? What's the call out here again? Like for this area?
Up to the top. That's a little barracksy building area. Barracksy building area. I like
Star
it. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Barracksy.
Right. I like barracksy building area the best, and he's clearly not back there. I'm not sure why Mini is insisting to check behind this building. He's not there.
You know what I just noticed though with that area? If you look at the ground, it looks like the building was just dropped from space and it just landed there.
Oh, you know, now that you mention it.
Kind of does.
Although don't all buildings look like that?
Yeah.
All buildings that are fully built.
Oh, and we have Flame Breath. So we have an engagement here.
They found him.
Yep. And now the tracking dart's in, so they're not going to lose him now. So there's no more of the stealth shenanigans. As we're going to call shenanigans on it, and he's just saying, no, I'm just going to go west now. But yeah, no, in regards to the lore of Sheer.
A
right?
lot of evasion in the early game because of the stealthing in early and mid.
Yeah.
But yeah, lore.
Yeah, but in regards to the lore, like, so they drop down from space, they create these buildings, and a lot of them are pre-built, right? Like, the power relays are all, like,
Yeah, you're right
pre-shipped
about
and
that.
whatnot. I didn't know the barracks would be categorized in that. So right now I'm picturing, like, StarCraft, where, like, buildings have, like, jetpacks on the bottom, like jet engines.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if
And
that's
you
the
just
case, do they just
plop
fall? Like,
there.
can they go up, or are they just purely down?
I don't know. You think if you had building dropping technology, you can have the buildings also fly. That's a little freaky. Flying buildings.
But we are in the dome right now. Lenny coming in with the punches, coming in. Shield being used to keep Rebirth alive, keeping this dome up as he's looking to get re-engaged on. More of this flames being used to keep him alive. Lenny's getting in with the punches, using the artillery cannon, trying to get everything he can. Leap smash being used. Everything's on Rebirth. Going to be in for some hurt as we see the order barrage being thrown, and it connects and deals a ton of damage.
Solid. That's
Melting
pretty solid.
through the armor. Flame breath being used. Shields being used, everything's being thrown, and they're just trying to do everything they can to survive as we have the 3 lap, 2 fire doing its work. Stealth paths coming in, punches coming in. Shield being used, gets blocked though by Jesus. Jesus is doing what he can. Rebirth is staying alive. Mini's just melting away. Has to pop the personal shield. He's getting healed by Cerberus, and Mini's right now just popping around with that damage, looking for the damage coming out of that artillery rifle.
That's interesting. You know the Hank dialogue with herding you guys like sheep? Jesus is shepherding the hunters with that shield projector. I wonder if he's trying to make that reference or if I'm just being too clever right now. The dome is offline, and the monster is on the run. Dylan Frey sustained no permanent health damage from that dome. Unfortunately, Mini is just unable to get that Plasma Lance 4 times multiplier in on there. But what Mini can get into is apparently that Tyrant, a little bit dangerous. Surprised it wasn't eliminated in all that hectic fighting that was going on back there. And we are ready to see a Stage 3 Dylan Frey. The sneaking is really helping these monsters out in Stage 1 and Stage 2. And we're seeing more so. I think I've seen more monsters get to Stage 3 with full health
Oh, these tracking
in
darts, though.
in this TGL session than ever. Than ever in my life. Combined. All of them.
And 100-meter tracking darts are going to get rid of that as he was able to get it out that way. They know approximately, they know he's evolving down there, so they're going to be trying to get him. And that way he can't. Right now he is in a cave, so there's no orbital rush coming down, even if they do find him. And Mini right now is in a great spot just on top of him. He'll heal him evolve just shortly, as you are going to see a 3 rock being chosen along with 3 leaps. So that's a large amount of damage coming out of him right now.
3 rock, 3 leap, 2 flame, 1 charge. That's typically what I go at Stage 3, and pretty much the only thing you see Goliaths go Stage 3. The only exception is maybe sometimes you'll see 3 flame and 2 rock instead. Just flip those around. And we are going to see a full armor Dylan Frey in a moment. It looks like the Hunters are opting to go back to the power relay and set up. They don't really have anything to set up, though, other than, I guess, stasis nades preemptively. They don't have harpoon traps or mines to put down or anything. So all they gotta do is clear all hostile wildlife from an area, choose where they want to kite, choose where they want to hang out, and try to take this monster down. Looks like they are opting for a standard spot right here where there used to be a nomad there. Gotta eliminate that. And also plants in the area.
And flame grenades being used to get some initial damage on him, just trying to keep everything they can. See Rock getting picked up, going to get thrown down at Cerberus. Cerberus eats that to the face. Shield's now getting applied. Heal burst being used. Everything's being done. We're now building out the multiplier, however, just got broke on Mini. Mini's going to have to redo it. Here comes the leap, going to knock down Cerberus. Cerberus is going to get thrown around and get blocked by Mini. Mini CP coming in with the block.
I'm not even sure if he did that on purpose. That might have just been a Thunder Smash that accidentally got intercepted right there. Medic really taking some heat right here. She might go down in a moment. The shields were just a split second too late, and the heal nades were just slightly too slow, and that is the Medic down. Medic dies, you all die. This is what keeps happening. Stage 3 monster, full health, full armor. You break his armor, but the Medic's down, and both the sustained characters are down now. No shields, no heals. It's time to bail. The dome has been lowered. Dead Rebirth needs to run. Nope, it's up to Mini to get out, but Mini had 1 HP left, and that is a clean sweep from a Stage 3 Goliath. Went in there, tore down the Medic, tore down the team. The team probably lasted, after Cerberus went down, what, 10, 15 seconds tops?
Maybe
not even
something
that.
like that. But he did come in with that nice headshot on the cloaked support who was going in for the resurrection. Just throws it, gets the connect on the head, rocks him right down to the ground, and just says, "No, you are not reviving that Medic. I don't care if you're cloaked. I'm just going to hit you with a rock anyway."
So that is a, once again, solid performance from the Dildozer's monster going against the JSMS Hunters. Current score is 2-2, so now it's time for a tiebreaker round. And actually, have we seen all monster wins so far? Every single win has been a monster so far
In
the
this
finals.
series, yeah, every single one has been a monster. It's been non-stop monster wins.
That's completely different than what we know and love from ESL.
Oh yeah, it's usually like we mentioned it before, but just with these change of rules between the hunter, like between with the hunter bands and monster bands, we're seeing not only a change from the